Welcome back. We're here again with Gail Kettler from Womanspace. We were just talking about the craft sale. We had to put those away though because you've got a lot of other events coming up too.
We do. Yes, there's always something going on at Womanspace. We're closed for the holidays, but we'll reopen on January 3rd. And
after the craft sale though.
Yes, right? After the craft. We close the December 22nd through January 2nd. Okay. Then we open on January 3rd. Then we have our open house. We usually have an open house in January and in September. And this one is on January 7th, so the Saturday after New Year's Day. You can come out. You're always welcome to come and visit, but this in particular is a time for people to come and explore, see what all we have to offer. It's a day of natural health. It's a health and wellness fair. Okay. So our massage therapists and reflexologists and people who offer other body services will be there. They'll be doing services for a suggested donation, so it's a chance to try out some of this stuff if you've never done it before. We have a holistic health room, so a lot of our members who do these sorts of things rent that space and offer services. And there's some special services that day that I can't remember off the top of my head, but some natural health approaches that are sounding really interesting to me that I think people might want to check out.
Yeah, that would be fun.
And then there's also people who sell jewelry, or they have a business or a passion. It's one of the benefits of membership at Womanspace is that you can be a vendor, so to speak, at these open houses. So there'll be a lot of different people and businesses sharing their information. You can come and see our space. It is a beautiful place, and I'm sure it'll probably be a little chilly that day, but you could still explore our grounds. We have 7 beautiful acres. The gardens, when they're in full bloom, are glorious. This is a time of year to just kind of stroll around and appreciate the brisk air, I suppose, and maybe some of the wildlife that we have. We have a labyrinth on the prairie.
Which is so cool. I've seen pictures. It's like a non-existent maze kind of, right?
Yes.
Like the space is open, but the maze is underneath you.
And the labyrinth is not a maze because you don't have to make any decisions. It's a walking meditation. So you enter, the only entrance, and you follow the path. You don't make any decisions. By the time you reach the center, you'll have walked on every step of the path. So then ideally you want to unwind and come back out.
But it kind of snakes all around.
Yeah, and it's an 11 circuit. There's a lot of different labyrinths. This is an 11 circuit labyrinth. It's huge. It's 70 feet in diameter. It was built by 12 women primarily. And we have an energy vortex at the center, which people go to Sedona for energy vortexes. And we have one right here in Rockford. You can go and stand in the middle. You can walk right to the middle if you want to check it out. And you speak in the middle and your voice echoes like you're inside a domed building. And you're out on this prairie. It's amazing.
Wow.
So I encourage people to come. It's our gift to the community. It's free for people just wanting to visit and walk it during daylight hours only, 7 days a week. If groups want to use it, there's a rental fee, but the community is basically welcome to come and use it when they would like.
And tell us your location again.
We're 3333 Maria Linden Drive in Rockford. So we're just a half-mile west of Rock Valley College, actually, but we're tucked away in a dead end. So sometimes people have a hard time finding us. We're right off of Applewood, north of Springbrook, and we're right next to Provena Cor Maria nursing home, if people know where that is. We have 7 acres, 2 art galleries, a great gift shop. So obviously holiday art and craft sale is a great time to come, but you can come year round and find great gifts. Yeah. And all member made locally, most of it's local. We have members all over the country, but most of them are local. And original, everything's original, so you know you're getting a unique
Just like
gift.
the craft sale. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So again, the open house is January 7th?
7th, yes.
Do you know
10 to 2.
What day of the week is
That's
that?
a Saturday.
It's a Saturday,
Yeah,
good.
so come and check it out. You can see what's coming up at Womanspace. And then we have a lot of stuff scheduled. There's always art classes. We have a great art studio, from hand-built pottery to wheel-thrown pottery, painting, watercolor, acrylic, oil. There's just a wide variety of art classes you can take.
It's so cool because, normally kids get involved in classes like that, and then you grow up and you get a job and you just stop.
Forget about it.
It seems like such a good idea to just be in an adult class.
And this is my point I make when people come through and say, oh, I don't have an artistic bone in my body. I always say to them, well, how do you know? When's the last time you had an art class? 3rd grade?
Right.
Just come and play. You don't have to be a professional artist to come and play with art at Womanspace. And sometimes people discover they have great talent, but it doesn't matter. Just come and have fun.
Talent and fun are 2 different things. I mean, you can be bad at dancing, but you can have so much fun with it. You know what I mean?
Good analogy. Yes, I like that. That's very true. And so there's art classes, and then the other half of our programming really runs the gamut. We call it personal development. There's a lot of body, mind, spirit sorts of programs. There's a focus on holistic health, also interfaith exploration. We have a regular series with different leaders of faith communities in town. We've had all of them come and present, and Professor Conwell Prosher presents a lot of them for us. We have one coming up on, blanking out, Hinduism or something like that, I think. No, Jainism, that's what it is.
Well, you've got these all on your website too.
Yes.
There's too many. I talked to you on
There
the
are
phone
too
on the
many.
way here, and you're like, oh, I don't know, I don't have my
There's
notes.
so many.
There's so many
Yes.
things to touch on. We do want to talk about this one-woman play, though, that's coming up, because that sounds really cool.
Two big events coming up. March 28th, so it's a little early, you can't even get tickets yet, but I want people to mark their calendars. March 28th, we have a New York City actress, Lori James, coming to present her one-woman play called Men, Women, and Margaret Fuller. And Margaret Fuller is a woman who should be in every history book, and she's not. She was the first to do so many things. She was the first American to write a book about equality for women. So she was really that era's Gloria Steinem. She was basically our first feminist. And she was the first woman literary critic. She was a contemporary of Edgar Allan Poe, and he actually was the one who said there's Men, Women, and Margaret Fuller, and he said it disparagingly, but it's a fun title. She hobnobbed with the Transcendentalists. She was one of them. So Emerson and Thoreau were her buddies. She was the first woman allowed to do research in Harvard Library because, of course, she couldn't attend there. This was 1810 to 1850 was her life. So that's really exciting. It's a woman all of us should know about, and I invite everyone to come and see that March 28th.
That does sound really interesting. It's amazing because you're mentioning all these things, and I had never heard of her.
I hadn't heard of her until 2 years ago, and now I'm just a big advocate. So I hope people will come and check that out. She's somebody we should all learn about.
That might be a cool play too to maybe bring your kids to, especially your daughters.
They need to learn, and tragically she died in a shipwreck with her husband and her infant child. And it's kind of curious to think, if she had lived beyond 40, what would she have done? She was the first foreign war correspondent. She was amazing, really was.
Wow. So that play again is March 28th.
Yes.
It's at 7 o'clock. Now tickets are not available yet.
Not yet, but keep watching. You can go to our website and subscribe to our e-news, and you'll get one weekly. That'll keep you up to date on what's happening, and you'll be sure to see it there. And then on
the website's on your screen there too. It's womanspace-rockford.org, right?
Yes. Okay. And then just subscribe to that free e-news. It's a great way to get connected. And, April 14th is another big event that's coming up, and this is author Marcy Shimoff. And you may or may not be familiar with her name. The name of the event is Happy for No Reason. It's our annual spring luncheon. It's a big benefit. Saturday, April 14th.
Which is the title of her book, right?
Yes, one of her books. She's written many, many books. In fact, she's the author of several Chicken Soup for the Woman's Soul books.
Wow. And
Happy for No Reason. She's in the film version of The Secret, which is pretty popular. People are familiar with that. She's all about promoting optimism and happiness, and that you are the captain of your own ship. So you get to decide whether you're happy or not. So why not decide to be happy? And so she gives you tips and ways to do that. We have a book chat with her via phone on March 6th. And so that'll be a chance to, if you read the book first, Happy for No Reason, and then come. Her new book is called Love for No Reason, but we'll be discussing Happy for No Reason that night with her, and she'll be taking us through some exercises. Okay. And then there's a special VIP night for only about 40 people who come in as sponsors. So if people are interested in sponsoring this as a business, I'd love to talk to them about that. Okay. And you get tickets to meet her at the VIP reception the night before, and then the big event on April 14th, where she's our keynote speaker.
On April 14th, and that's from 11 to 2. I think I wrote down 1 a.m. here, so I hope that's not right. I hope our graphic, does our graphic say 1 a.m.?
It's from 11 a.m.
It's 11. Do not show up right after midnight. I'm so sorry about that.
It's a luncheon. So.
It's around lunchtime. It's 11 a.m.
It's a really great event. There's fun mystery gifts. So for $10, you get something worth $20 or more. And you don't know what it is till you open it. Lots of fun. There's hundreds of them. And then we also have a big raffle for that event. And then the keynote speaker and a lovely lunch. And our Woman Spirit of the Year award is also given out that day.
Gotcha. So that's so much fun, and what a good idea too, because so many people, especially during the winter, it's so easy to just kind of go through the motions. And
so get the book now.
You forget about having fun and being happy. And
maybe that's a good thing to put on your Christmas list.
You know what? That's not a bad idea.
Happy for No Reason. You can read the book, and then you can come to our discussion with her on March 6th.
It's one of those you can mark off and tell other people that you want for Christmas.
She has a happiness tribe. You can join her email. If you go to her website, which is marcyshimoff.com, and I know her spelling's a little unique. I think you had it on the screen there, MarcyShimoff. You will find an e-newsletter there to subscribe to as well, and I think then you become a member of her happiness tribe. So that's how we learned of her. One of our members gets her email, and she said, we need to have her come. So
much fun. I'm so excited for all these events. We're going to have all this information for you again at the end of the show. I'm going to fix that graphic because it's 11 to 2 is the luncheon. So we'll have that all for you again. So grab a pen and paper if you want to write down any of the information. And remember, the craft fair is until Thursday. So you have 4 more shopping days.
9 to 5. Great stuff.
We'll be right back.